athletes who always give their personal best.
Hi, I'm Mary, and Stewart's ice cream is on sale. All half gallons are only $3.19. You save about $1 on top of already getting a third more ice cream than the smaller packages I find in the supermarkets. Quality ice cream in dozens of my favorite flavors. Did you know they make it at their own plant and sell it only at their own shops? It's so delicious because the folks at Stewart shops really love ice cream and they care about making it taste great. All half gallons, only $3.19 now through Sunday at your Stewart shops.
We were going through an intersection at a green light, and this woman pulled out right in front of us. Me, as a person that just got in an accident, I don't really have any clout with the insurance company.
Want to get the insurance company's attention? Tell them you're going to call us.
He checked every corner and every cranny of the policies to make sure that I was getting the maximum benefit I could.
Diana didn't know who should pay for her injury, but we knew and got her paid.
When you have someone like Martin Harding and Mazzotti behind you, it means something.
Call 1-800-LAW-1010. It's the Spa-tacular savings event happening now at Concord Pools. Top quality spas starting at just $34.99. Save thousands off Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas. Tons of hot tubs, all at hot savings. Concord Pools and Spas, just off Route 9 Latham.
Everyone knows 15% can save you 15 minutes or something like that. Why bother with one insurance company when this address gets you a dozen? Get up to 12 competing quotes for auto or home insurance by visiting PCAquote.com. Pearl Carroll & Associates. No lizards, no ducks, no bull.
At Capital Land Motors, we're overloaded with 2015 Subaru Foresters. There's 50 in stock and 20 on the way. Step into a new 2015 Subaru Forester starting as low as $21,950. $21,950. Get your Forester only at Capital Land Motors, Route 50 across from the airport, Glenville.
This is CBS6 News.
We're following developing news for you right now. First, at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, there's a live look. The FBI arresting an Ohio man accused of planning an ISIS-inspired attack on the Capitol building.
Investigators say Christopher Lee Cornell hoped to set off a series of bombs targeting lawmakers. He's charged with attempting to kill a U.S. government official.
The FBI says it first noticed Cornell after he voiced support for violent jihad on Twitter. The plot was stopped in the very early stages, they say. We'll have more on this story throughout the night as it continues to develop. Other news now, an elderly man dead tonight after his pickup truck collided with a state trooper's SUV in Catskill. Good evening. I'm Greg Floyd.
And I'm Jennifer Mullen. This all happening around 9:15 this morning at the intersection of State Route 23 and Cairo Junction Road.
Craig Smith is in Catskill for us tonight with more. Craig.
The crash scene has been cleared for about 2.5 hours. We came to the state police barracks here in Catskill trying to get a few answers beyond the press release that was issued. This is a case where a trooper T-boned a pickup truck. They're telling us what happened, but they're not saying exactly how it happened. Police say it was around 9:15 this morning. 87-year-old Lewis Becker of Freehold was in a pickup truck on Cairo Junction Road, getting ready to turn onto 23 or possibly drive across it. Police say Trooper David Walsh of the Catskill Barracks was heading west on 23 and ran right into the side of the pickup. Decker was killed. His passenger, Fred Smith, his nephew, survived. He went to the hospital. Police don't say how badly he was hurt, only that he's going to survive. One of the questions here is how fast was the trooper going?
Part of the investigation, our collision reconstruction unit will recreate the accident. There's mathematical formulas that will assist them in determining the speeds involved in both vehicles, and also we have the computer black box in the vehicles that will also help us assist with
that. So that when you get that data, that will confirm whatever it is the trooper's telling you at this point,
sure,
right?
Sure.
Can you say what he's telling you now?
Well, he was traveling westbound on Route 23, and the vehicle operated by Mr. Becker pulled out in front of him. There was a stop sign there.
Another critical question is how close was Trooper Walsh to Becker when Becker pulled out onto Route 23? Trooper Walsh was taken to the hospital. He was treated and released. In Catskill, Craig Smith, CBS6 News.
Albany Mayor Kathy Sheehan getting quite a bit of attention for remarks she made just last night. The mayor, citing economic struggles in her city, is throwing around the idea of leaning on suburbs for some financial help. Cody Holyoke explains what that could mean for Albany and its neighbors.
An expected $10 million deficit.
In her first year in office, Albany Mayor Kathy Sheehan has worked to tackle the city's struggling budget and fill a multi-million-dollar shortfall.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. It is the challenge that we are facing. We've got to get our arms around it.
That includes plans to install red light cameras and a failed attempt to shut down a ladder house to save the city money. At a forum last night, the mayor had a few more ideas to right the financial ship. She mentioned annexing as a possibility. Another, looking for money from taxpayers outside the city. Capital New York reports, and the mayor confirms she told the crowd, quote, "We have to look at all levels at how we are funding our cities and have a conversation with those wealthier surrounding suburban communities about what it is we need to do to address that inequity that we have." Today, I asked repeatedly for some time with Mayor Sheehan so she could further explain her remarks. Was told she's busy preparing for the State of the City address. I can tell you, though, folks in some surrounding communities have quite a bit to say.
I could be convinced the taxes out here are hefty. I would be surprised if you'd get a huge amount of support.
Taxpayers in Delmar are on both sides of the issue. Taxes are already top of mind, but these folks aren't shutting down the idea, especially considering so many suburbanites work in Albany every day.
It would be something that I would look at seriously if it indeed would. The city needs it that much.
If it's regarding the upper tier wealthy, then I think they can afford it, and I don't really have a problem with that. I think if it's against or directed towards the middle class, I'd have more of a problem with that because I think a lot of the middle class is struggling right now.
Right now, it's apparently just a concept. Suburban leaders I talked to haven't heard anything about this. The same goes for people who live in Albany.
I just believe in creative ways of getting things done, and I just didn't know there was that big of a problem.
Cody Holyoke, CBS 6 News.
Mayor Kathy Sheehan delivering her State of the City address tonight. She touched on several key issues like neighborhood development and public safety. Mayor Sheehan prides herself on being a familiar face in the community. She says it's been a priority of hers to be in the neighborhoods, meeting the city residents, listening to their concerns.
We can't fully engage our residents by staying here in City Hall, which is why over the past year, I've made it a point to visit virtually every neighborhood association, as well as our schools and our community institutions, and why I held a dozen town hall meetings this fall to bring our budget directly to our community so that I could get feedback from the people our budget impacts the most.
Our Brendan Lewis was at tonight's State of the City address. He's going to have much more tonight on CBS 6 News at 10 and 11.
Governor Cuomo looking to give New Yorkers a little bit of relief when it comes to their property taxes, plus one local lawmaker looking to keep your utility bills under control. Those are just some of the other big stories we're following for you right now.
I'm Kimberly Howard in Albany, where homeowners could be seeing some relief on their property taxes. Governor Cuomo's $1.7 billion plan looks to help more than 1 million homeowners statewide with an average tax credit of $950. But under the plan, property taxes have to be 6% or more of your income in order for you to qualify. This will be the third part of a property tax progression Cuomo's administration enacted starting in 2011 with a 2% tax cap. This is also the first proposal Governor Cuomo plans to roll out in his State of the State and budget presentation next week. In Albany, Kimberly Howard, CBS 6 News.
With the cold weather comes higher utility bills as we all try to heat our homes. Local Assemblymember Angelo Santa Barbara hoping to help keep those costs down. He's calling on the state to create an independent consumer advocate that would serve a similar purpose as the State Public Service Commission. CBS 6 questioning Santa Barbara today about his push for this new position if something similar already exists.
This would be somebody specifically that represents residential consumers. They would be a voice for our residential customers. They would report back to the public through. They would provide a public report on the proceedings, on state and federal proceedings, what's happened, and be able to ask questions and be a part of the conversation. It will be an advocate with some real teeth to be able to be at the table, ask the questions, and hold public utilities accountable.
Santa Barbara says right now the PSC focuses mainly on commercial customers. Lawmakers pushed a similar bill last year. It did pass the Assembly but never made it through the state Senate. The Schoharie County man who admitted to yanking out his foster daughter's teeth learned his fate today. Our media partners at the Daily Gazette report that Stephen Walker of Gallupville, you see him right there, will spend up to 4 years in prison. He was sentenced today in Schoharie County Court. He used pliers to pull out the teeth of the 8-year-old girl a year and a half ago.
Hard to believe it, but today marks 1 year since a fire destroyed the Villa Valenti restaurant in Wineskill. The owners tell CBS6 they don't know if they'll reopen. It took nearly 100 firefighters several hours to put the flames out, but by then the building was a complete loss. Ralph Valenti says his mother owned the restaurant and he owned the sauce company. He says while his mother would be willing to reopen, his poor health and the death of his son would make it difficult. A year later, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. CBS6 has made repeated calls to North Greenbush Police for more information. Our calls have not been returned. A gunman on the loose right now in Schenectady. Investigators tell CBS6 a man was shot in the leg this morning near Broadway and Cedar Street. Police say the victim was taking out the trash when a man and woman demanded his car. When he refused, police say he was shot and the pair took off with his vehicle. The car was found earlier this afternoon, but the two suspects are still on the run. The victim was treated at Ellis Hospital.
On to France now. Today's edition of the controversial French newspaper Charlie Hebdo sold out before the sun even came up today. CBS News reporter Tina Kraus reports on that.
Newspaper vendors in Paris told some people to come back tomorrow when they'll have more copies of the survivors edition of Charlie Hebdo. Publishers are printing 5 million copies of the satirical magazine, 2 million more than planned, to honor 12 people killed 1 week ago when Islamist militants stormed the newsroom.
They told me they are publishing day by day, but they want everyone who wants to have one. We will have one.
This week's cover is already drawing criticism from conservative Muslims. It shows a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad crying, holding a sign reading, "I am Charlie." This man says, as a Muslim, you can say what you want, but you don't touch the Prophet. A top commander of al-Qaeda in Yemen claimed responsibility for last Wednesday's massacre, calling it revenge for the Prophet. He said al-Qaeda's chief leader, Ayman al-Zawahiri, who succeeded Osama bin Laden, ordered the attack and financed the operation. Authorities have ordered a crackdown on hate speech, anti-Semitism, and glorifying terrorism in a country still on edge after 3 days of terror that left 17 people dead. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
And a reminder, our sister station in D.C. is holding a new terror threat special tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It's going to focus on the causes of the new terror threats, if we should be concerned, or just how much we should be concerned here in the U.S., and the threat to free speech and expression. We'll be streaming that special live online at CBS6Albany.com. Again, that's tomorrow night.
Well, still ahead, Chipotle pulling the pork from 1/3 of its stores.
That includes several right here in the capital region. Why carnitas won't be on the menu for the next few days.
Cold again tonight, but the trend for tomorrow at least will be for it to turn a little less cold. I'll define what less cold is coming up after the break.
More moving. More grooving.
More family fun.
More one-on-one.
At St. Peter's Health Partners, we do more for orthopedic care, so our patients can get more out of life. We do the most joint replacement surgeries in upstate New York, and we offer the most comprehensive range of minimally invasive treatments and rehabilitation for helping people get back to active, pain-free lives. No one does more than St. Peter's Health Partners.
Hey, I'm John Leguizamo, and I love New York. Why? I'll tell you why, because every winter, my favorite thing to do is ski upstate. In New York, you can ski more and drive less. With over 50 ski resorts throughout the state, great skiing is always nearby. And with some of the highest snowfall in the U.S., it's always a perfect day on the slopes. Day or night, green circle or black diamond, for the experts like me, there's something for everyone. So plan your next New York ski trip at iloveny.com/winter.
When we walked in the room that day, everything was right on.
I didn't really know what to expect, because when I walked into not only the dining room, but also, you know, the back patio with all the food stations set up, it was spectacular.
The zones were right on. I mean, they were spot on with everything. You know, from one thing to the next, it was like, it was just seamless.
It was effortless is how I would put it. We didn't have to worry about it.
Not one thing.
To the artists, musicians,
spectators, athletes, and collectors. Spread out and find new roads in the all-new Chevy Trax. With 8 different ways to carry gear and friends, make your own tracks and find new roads.
CBS6 News with Steve LaPointe, the Weather Authority.
Well, it will obviously be cold again overnight tonight. Shouldn't be quite as cold as it was last night, though, where a lot of us were in the double-digit below zero category. Albany downtown, in fact, might stay a little bit above zero, but in general throughout the capital region, anywhere from 5 below to 5 above. Colder spots throughout the North Country as low as 10 below. And tomorrow, not bad. A mix of clouds and sunshine, about 27 for the high, so that's kind of the definition of a little bit less cold. And there won't be all that much wind coming up on your Thursday as well, so it looks like a pretty good day. On the way, temperatures out there right now in spots have really cooled. Glens Falls, one of those spots at 4. Immediate capital region also dropping quickly. Albany at 10, Bennington 14, North Adams 7, and Pittsfield at 17 with Poughkeepsie at 23 degrees. So again, there's already a large variety in temperatures. Cloud cover, there's some of that out there, and an overall moderation of the air mass in general should keep most of the lows a little bit higher than last night. But you can see this gray on the map. Mohawk Valley coming into Saratoga County, coming into the capital region right now, a little deck of mid-level clouds. So that will play a role in keeping temperatures up at least a little bit tonight. But still, places like Indian Lake as low as 10 below, 2 below for Queensbury and Wilton. Glenville to Clifton Park, probably a couple of degrees above zero, but just barely. Cambridge down to about 0 tonight. Expecting lows around 2 for Williamstown, 4 for Troy, 8 for Chatham and Catskill, and Wyndham about 4 degrees, 5 for Delmar overnight tonight. So that is certainly plenty cold. Skies look like this tomorrow. It's a mixture of sunshine and clouds. A good-looking day. Mid to, in some cases, upper 20s, so that's not so bad. 30 around Hudson, Kingston, and not much wind out of the west-southwest between 5 and 10 miles an hour. Friday, another transition day as we'll see another front moving through. There will be a bit more in the way of cloudiness, and especially through the morning on Friday, a chance for a passing flurry or snow shower. It looks like the best chances will be across Vermont, the Adirondacks, Mohawk Valley, western Catskills, but certainly can't rule out a passing snow shower really anywhere. Temperatures 20s to near 30 coming up Friday morning. Then as the front goes by, snow showers will leave us, skies will clear, the wind will kick up, and another quick-hitting shot of very cold air will start to come in through the afternoon, so expect temperatures to fall despite increasing sunshine. It's probably going to have the numbers a bit below zero Friday night into Saturday morning to near 5 for the capital region, then teens to lower 20s Saturday. So the early call on the weekend would have a cold start with sunshine Saturday morning giving way to clouds, but then Sunday moderating very nicely as an area of low pressure tracks to our north. That'll put us in a southerly flow, so mid to potentially upper 30s and possibly briefly the low 40s in the mid-Hudson Valley. It will average out mostly cloudy with about a 20 to 30% chance for a passing mixed rain or snow shower. Got to watch Sunday night, Monday morning. There are some indicators we could get clipped by a little area of low pressure as a front goes by, and that could mean some rain going over to snow, but really sketchy right now. Otherwise dry, colder next week with temperatures generally in the 20s. Not crazy cold, just kind of typical cold.
It's always something to watch, right?
This time of the year?
Something.
Oh, yeah, you got that right.
That's what we have here.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Well, technology helping patients recover from a stroke.
The new glove being tested out west and what they're hoping to accomplish for patients.
CBS6 News is sponsored by the New York State Department of Health, which reminds you to get your flu vaccination.
Smoking causes some of the most painful and deadly cancers. Quitting is much less painful. You can quit. Talk with your doctor. For more help, call 1-866-NY-QUITS.
The weather is getting colder. Don't let the dropping temperatures and icy roads sneak up on you. Now's the time to trust AAA. We're the nation's leading provider of emergency roadside assistance. AAA offers everything you'll need to keep you going this winter, including towing, flat tire service, battery boost or replacement, and much more. Not a member? Join now and save $15. Visit AAA.com and enter promo code NWHV14. Please visit or call any of our convenient AAA travel centers for more information. When you need roadside assistance, trust AAA.
Plus makes all the difference. Furniture Plus.
It's the annual
winter clearance sale at Furniture Plus. We're making room for new spring styles with big savings on select living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, recliners, and more. From quality brands like Ashley, England, and Sealy. Furniture Plus, Route 9, Hudson.
Where the plus makes all the difference. Furniture Plus.
This year, get ready to take on the winter with the Jeep Cherokee. The Jeep Grand Cherokee. And the Jeep Wrangler. Being this prepared will have you singing Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. Get a low-mileage lease on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for $299 a month for well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles.
Why should I join the Sakati Center?
So you can work out guilt-free.
To create lasting memories. Because your doctor has trust in us.
So kids can be kids.
Because we care about you.
Join now for no enrollment fee. Rudy A. Sakati Family Recreation Center. Visit sakaticenter.org.
Taking a look now at the CBS6 top picks, new technology is giving stroke patients more options. A study at the University of California, Irvine is testing a device called the Music Glove. It has sensors that track a user's hand movements, mimicking pincer and pinch grips. These movements are key to regaining neurological functions in the hand after a stroke.
You want to practice doing the things that are like the things that you want to be able to do in your daily life.
Researchers found patients using the glove made more progress than those using traditional stroke exercises, gaining 20 to 30% more motor function.
Chipotle has stopped serving pork at a third of its restaurants. That includes a handful right here in the capital region. Signs are posted on the register at the Chipotle on Balltown Road in Niskayuna. The fast food chain says a supplier violated its standards. Chipotle says it demands that pigs be raised in humane conditions. No word on when the pork carnita burritos and the burrito bowls will be back. And gluten-free is getting more mainstream. One of the nation's largest beer makers, Coors Light, is launching its first gluten-free beer in Seattle and Portland. Pizza Hut also jumping on the bandwagon. They're rolling out a 10-inch gluten-free pizza option at about 2,400 locations. I'm hungry.
Yeah, you and me both. All right. Even though it's the dead of winter, Joe Bruno Stadium alive with baseball today. We'll explain that coming up.
Plus, the Baseball Hall of Famer says the Toronto Blue Jays should consider trading away their first-round draft pick from Latham. But why? Doug explains next in sports.
Coming up, new details on the arrest of an American supporter of ISIS planning to attack the U.S. Capitol. Plus, the latest developments in the Paris Magazine attack now that the Yemen branch of al-Qaeda has claimed responsibility. And we'll show you how a teen in custody saved an officer's life. Those stories tonight on the CBS Evening News.
This week, Billy Gardell, Luke Perry, and Lisa Kudrow get into the new year.
Big dinosaur! Party! No, the real one in Japan! Oh, Godzilla!
Godzilla is real? With new laughs. Part of Greek mythology.
Dumbo?
Craig Ferguson hosts Celebrity Name Game.
This week at 7:30 on CBS6.
ASN College Basketball. Army at Holy Cross, only on ASN.
Tip off at 8 p.m. tonight on CBS6-2 This TV.
What's the point of having all that power, all that craftsmanship, all that technology, if you can't conquer this? What's the point of having a luxury sedan if you can't have it all the time? The all-weather drive Lexus IS, GS, and LS. Everything you'd expect from a Lexus, regardless of the weather. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 IS 250 for $349 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Hi, I'm Dr. Harvey Winter of Albany Dental Care. Are you afraid of the dentist? Do you absolutely hate getting any dental work done? Just go to albanydentalcare.com and find out what sedation dentistry can do for you.
Bundle up for a bundle of winter fun in the nearby Lake George area in New York's Adirondacks. There's no place like it. Go to lakegeorgeny.com for a free travel pack and a chance to win a fabulous winter getaway.
Hey, guess what day it is? Hump day! Hump day! It's hump day!
Hey, Mom,
Mike.
Hey, Camel, guess what day it is?
It's not even Wednesday.
Let it go, Phil. If you're a camel, you put up with this all the time. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Okay.
Thinking of a new car? Did you know that at Saratoga Honda, every new Honda purchased now comes with our own exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty at no additional charge? You're covered for as long as you own your Honda, regardless of how many miles you drive, for complete peace of mind. Unlimited time, unlimited miles, and it's automatically included with every new Honda purchased. Plus, with our new facility under construction, we'll be here for a lifetime as well. Saratoga Honda.
CBS6 Sports with Doug Sherman.
Welcome back, everybody. A couple of former South Troy Dodgers, Shaker grad Tommy Kahnle of the Colorado Rockies and Oakland A's minor league shortstop Brandon Cogswell out of Shen have moved their games indoors out of necessity. Well, you go indoors at the Joe. Both former South Troy players have been taking advantage of the multiple facilities in the area this winter. And for instance, the Tri-City Valley Cats cage at the Joe yesterday. Kahnle's getting ready for his second season in the major leagues with the Rockies. And after proving himself as a reliable setup man as a rookie, the hard-throwing right-hander wants even more in 2015.
Really, it's just trying to stay healthy, do everything you got to do, eat right, lift right, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully this year will be better and I won't get hurt in the second half.
Meanwhile, Cogswell still dreams of the day he might join Kahnle in the major leagues. Oakland's 7th-round draft pick in 2014 spent last summer playing Class A ball in Beloit, Wisconsin. Seen here with his former South Troy coach Kevin Rogers, Cogswell's now driving the baseball more than he did at the University of Virginia, just like back at Shenandoah. And with that, Cogswell hopes to climb the minor league ladder that leads to Oakland.
You know, I just really want to go out, spring training, show what I've done this off season, and really just see where it takes me. You know, I'm going to work hard. You know, I made adjustments. Playing in Wisconsin and getting your first taste of professional ball was really eye-opening, and you know, it just shows how hard you do have to work if you want to move up the ladder.
Well, rumors have been swirling since the baseball winter meetings that Orioles executive vice president Dan Duquette, a native of Dalton, Massachusetts, is leaving Baltimore for Toronto's front office, but it would have to come at a price. And today, MLB Network insider and Hall of Fame writer Peter Gammons reported that Latham's Jeff Hoffman should be the compensation if the Blue Jays do acquire Duquette. The Shaker product continues rehabbing from Tommy John surgery and won't pitch in a game until mid-May at the earliest. Now, another potential hitch of Hoffman possibly being traded. First-rounders cannot be dealt until the one-year anniversary of being drafted. Dress them up in blue and red instead of the green that we've seen with the Jets for years, and Rex Ryan still is just as brash and confident about his team's prospects. Fired last month by the Jets after going 46-50, Ryan introduced today as the Bills' new head coach. He inherits a 9-7 team that has not made the playoffs since the 90s. Nonetheless,
I know it's been, 15 years since the Bills made the playoffs. Well, get ready, man. We're going. We are going. And, the guarantee, hey, am I going to guarantee a Super Bowl and all that? I tell you what I will do. I will guarantee the pursuit of it. There is no question about that.
Just 2 days after losing to Ohio State in the national championship game, Heisman Trophy quarterback Marcus Mariota has declared for the NFL draft. Mariota had 1 season of eligibility remaining at the University of Oregon. And finally, junior hockey player Mitchell Skiba of the Alpena Flyers in Michigan was ejected from Sunday's game for that hit. While leaving the ice, Skiba clotheslined himself. He was not assessed an additional penalty for high-sticking himself, but he wins the Dope of the Night award again.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Yep.
He earned it.
When do we go hitting at the Joe?
Let's go now.
Okay.
We're done.
All right, we're done. Great.
I'm
That's
going.
it. We'll see you later.
See you later tonight.
Colts at Patriots, AFC Championship, kickoff Sunday at 6:40 on CBS6.
Why is Zappone's the fastest growing dealership in the capital region? Because we don't do business the way they did 50 years ago. We're selling cars the way you want to buy them, with the largest inventories and the most state-of-the-art facility. Zappone Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Hey, I'm John Leguizamo, and I love New York.
Why? I'll tell you why, because every winter my favorite thing to do is ski upstate. In New York, you can ski more and drive less. With over 50 ski resorts throughout the state, great skiing is always nearby. And with some of the highest snowfall in the U.S., it's always a perfect day on the slopes. Day or night, green circle or black diamond, for the experts like me, there's something for everyone. So plan your next New York ski trip at iloveny.com/winter.
Thank you. Hey, Susan, we're all getting Powerball. You in?
That's a negative.
You sure?
Couldn't be more sure.
Okay.
All right, couldn't be more sure. Couldn't be more sure. All right, couldn't be more sure.
New York's Powerball is now over $170 million.
Couldn't be more sure.
Why is Zappone the fastest growing dealership in the capital region? Not only do we sell you a car the way you want to buy it, but we also service your car. From cars to sport utilities to your heavy duty vehicles that get you back on the job. Zappone, the fastest growing dealership in the capital region.
I have a lot of confidence in First Fuel and Propane.
We never have to worry about running out of propane. Whenever we need it, they're always there.
They set me up fast. They were there the next day.
First Fuel has more storage with our 4 state-of-the-art facilities. That's right, 4 facilities.
Making us the largest independent provider of propane in the Capital District.
Fast, friendly, can't beat it.
I recommend First Fuel and Propane to everyone.
First Fuel and Propane, the most recommended propane provider.
Tonight, the FBI foils a plot to attack the U.S. Capitol building. An American supporter of ISIS is under arrest for allegedly planning to bomb the Capitol and shoot members of Congress. Jeff Begays has late details. Al-Qaeda in Yemen claims it ordered the attack against Charlie Hebdo for insulting Muhammad, but the magazine defies new threats and puts the Muslim prophet on the cover of its latest edition. We'll have reports from Bob Orr and Elizabeth Palmer. Anthony Mason on American drivers getting a lot more smiles per gallon.
I come here because I love the price.
And a different story about a teenager and a cop. Dr. John LaPook tells us how a teen in custody saved the officer's life.
This is the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley.
Good evening. Scott is on assignment. I'm Bob Schieffer. Well, it is exactly what U.S. officials have been worried about. What Attorney General Eric Holder said Sunday keeps him up nights worrying. The FBI announced tonight it is arresting an armed ISIS sympathizer in Ohio who told an informant he was headed to Washington to blow up the U.S. Capitol and kill members of Congress. The story broke this afternoon, and Jeff Begays has the details.
Investigators made the arrest today outside a gun range in Cincinnati, Ohio. Taken into custody, 20-year-old Christopher Cornell, who also used the alias Rahel Maras Ubeda. He was arrested after allegedly purchasing